Hello again from the California Elder Law Center. I'm Michael McGuire, elder law attorney, helping you dispel some of the myths and helping you answer the two critical questions that everybody must ask when we're dealing with long-term care. And those questions are, how am I going to pay for my care, and who's going to take care of me? I'd like to spend just a couple of minutes going through how the system works. The system is very important for you to understand which components of all these programs are going to protect you and at what stages of this process they're going to protect you. Let me give you an idea. As you move along this path and you're dealing with these different issues, they come up in a certain sequence and they come up in the same sequence for everybody. Let me give you an example. What do you think is the number one reason that people need to use a nursing home in this country? Well, it turns out it's osteoporosis, a broken bone. Typically, somebody has fallen down, lost their balance and fell down, and typically they broke a hip or a leg. Now that individual needs to go to the hospital, and that hospital stay is going to be paid for through the process known as Medicare. Medicare is health insurance. Medicare comes in components. Part A pays for the hospital. Part B pays for the doctors and pays for outpatient services. You can get a supplemental insurance policy that pays for many of the deductibles and expands perhaps the coverage. You're used to those once a year. You're getting them flooding into your mailbox about how to join Kaiser or HMOs or Secure Horizon or Blue Cross, Blue Shield, Advantage Plus. And all these programs are wonderful supplements to the process of Medicare. Many of you are familiar with Part D, a prescription drug program that helps avoid catastrophic illness issues with regards to prescription drug bills. And when you pull all this together, what ends up happening is an individual may fall down, get hurt, go to the hospital, and they're going to stay on average about 3 or 4 days. The system wants to move that person down to the next lower level of care and move them out. So they want you to leave the hospital and go to rehab, don't they? Many of you have lived through this story before with either one or both of your parents. Now once you reach the stage of a rehabilitation center, skilled nursing facility, many people think because Medicare pays for that first 20 days of care, as a result of that, what they're going to be looking at is long-term care benefits from Medicare. That's not the purpose of Medicare. Medicare is only to pay for the rehabilitation process, and they'll pay 100% for that first 100 days. Day 81 through day 100, there's going to be deductible, well over $135 a day to pay for that. Now that deductible may or may not be paid by your supplemental insurance provider. In any event, at the end of the 100 days, the coverage stops, and now you have a series of choices. Those choices can be a brutal wake-up call for a middle-class family. So now that you know how the medical system works, you go to the hospital, you're looking at rehab, and you are either going to have to start paying out of your own pocket, or else you're going to have to move on to convalescent care. Convalescent care can be at home or it can be in a nursing home. In any event, you're going to be faced with some choices, and as those choices arise, you're going to find that they can be economically devastating, and that answers the question of how am I going to pay for care. In our next segment, we're going to go through what those choices are. We're going to give you some insight to what the impact of those choices are and how you as a middle-class family have to deal with that. So stay tuned, because this is very important information coming up.